Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. This is what we call the YouTube yacht. This is our boat-themed rental cabin that we're building in the middle of our woods. Now we've done several videos on this. There's a playlist in the description if I remember to put it there from the very beginning of this process. But more recently, the two previous videos start the framing of this project, and they answer a ton of questions that people have had, the kind of whys that everybody keeps asking. And on today's video, we're going to take a pile of 2x10s and we're going to start the floor system up above. And it's going to be kind of different. We got to do a rim joist header around the outside walls, and we got a stairwell opening. It's going to be a little tricky as well. Let me get my tools on, the generator fired up, and we see if we can get this pile of 2x10s and turn it into something cool. Honestly, actually the first thing I need to do is I need to take my hammer drill, some Tapcons, and an impact, and I need to get this pinned to the concrete. Now the Tapcons I'm using, this is not the permanent long-term hold it to the ground solution. This is a keep it on the line while we keep going with the rest of the construction. Eventually I'll get some bigger bolts with some epoxy that we can drill down in there. That'll be the permanent solution. This is just, let's keep the bottom from doing anything crazy on us. Just gotta go around and make sure she's still sitting on the line she needs to be on. This is your disclaimer for the video. I'm not a professional by any means. I used to do this full time, but I certainly don't anymore. And anything you're looking at and you're thinking, I wonder if I had to work where I'm at. You need to look up your local code or get with somebody that works where you work so you actually know what you're supposed to do in your area. I'm doing this here because it's what works for me. So because I want the theme of a boat, and boats have lots of big windows on the main deck, we got these big wide windows. Here's the catch. I got a stair opening with beams that have to fall above these windows. So what I've got to build is what's called a rim joist header. It'll be two 2x10s with a piece of 7/16 sandwiched together, all glued and tight together. And it'll act as a header that runs from here across that doorway and from here all the way up to here. The opening falls within that, but I got to run the header plenty past to where I can get it to land on some good posts. The header has to run 6 inches past the last post. We're going to use this stud. We're going to stack 2 more studs at the end of that, and we got to add a couple studs on that end of the operation and in the middle as well. So I can set all this stuff up there and not have it fall on me while I'm working. I'm going to pop a couple scabs on. It can be a little awkward working by yourself sometimes. Honestly, I've grown to really like it. Nobody bugs me. I can do things my way. But whenever you get into stuff like this, you just got to take a little time to set a few things up to help you out. Stuff to kind of help hold things for you. If you can do that, it makes it a little easier. There it goes. Next, we got to rip up some OSB. This is construction adhesive. Uses a spray foam can, and it comes out. Kind of looks like spray foam, but it doesn't expand like spray foam. Once it comes out, it kind of dies down. It's just a lot easier to use than the big caulk guns. We will also, how you doing? Ladder climb. We'll run foam, or this glue, on this back side as well. So the bottom side of that joist is glued tight to the sheeting. Top of that sheeting is not nailed off yet, but it will be when we're done with this beam. That way everything will be good and glued together. Strong as that'll be the next layer. Like that. Let's give her a little squeeze. And then that gets glue. The walkie-talkie, we don't have great cell service here. So if your Admiral needs something while I'm out working, I typically have one of these little Amazon radios on me. They work pretty well. That way we're always in good communication. Looks about right. Get her to flop in there for me. That's gonna be the trick. Oh yes. And then this side to match. So now we got both of those done. It's time to figure out where these are at on that layout and run a beam across each side of the stairwell opening. It'll be triple 2x10. All right, let's measure the edge of this. What are the odds this is the same on both sides? I'm gonna say pretty slim, because I don't think it's anything I ever checked. The fun thing is I could just tell you anything right now. It's the neat thing about movie magic. I could be like, wow, they're exactly the same. That's amazing. How did that happen? And they might be 7 inches off. You never know. You know what I mean? You never know. But I'll just show you. We're bumped down there. We're about 138 right there. Not too bad. 137 and 7/8. An eighth off. Daggone it. Yep, tear it down. Now I've got to do a little pondering here, because here's the thing. That's the edge of the concrete. This square opening gets trimmed out to be a circle when it's all said and done. We're gonna frame this in as a square just because it's easier to get the beams up that way. Same thing, it'll be trimmed out as a circle when it's all said and done, which means that will get an 1.5 inch board all the way around the inside of that to use as the wood to trim it out. What a fella's gotta do is add 1.5 inches to that measurement. All right. So the next thing I gotta do, you see how there's a gap on each end of that beam? I'll get you up close so you can look at it. We're gonna use these. These are 8-inch. There's just thread on the end, a couple inches worth, and the rest is shoulder, which is perfect. That'll help me pull that together and pull the top of that wall tight where it needs to be. Let's see if we can get this gap to close up. You guys really need to not fall, because it's a long fall. Here's what we're looking like. Beautiful. Things are actually going pretty decent. We got that first beam up. Didn't go too bad, and we're getting ready to start making the last few cuts on the second triple beam. Just gotta finish doing this real fast. I'd like to say it's the first time, but I bet it's at least the 5th time I've done this since I've owned this saw. I think the cord used to be about 3 feet longer too. Now that I got those in place, we can put the double 2x10s that run between them for this section of the stair opening. Need to double check my distance is the same between them. Oh, that's perfect, because it's supposed to be a 6-foot opening. And we're at 72 1/4. Daggone it. Okay. Gosh, it makes me happy when a plan comes together. They did have the joist hanger brackets for the double 2x10 I need. flush everything up, nail it together. Before I could put that beam in, what I'd realized is I need to get my triple 2x10 hangers on, and they had not come in yet. But they're in now. I've already got 2 of them up, I'll show you. There's that one on that side, looking real nice. And then we got this one tucked up and tight on this side. Looking good. I did have to trim my nailers just a little bit to get that to slide in back there, but it doesn't look too bad. Wasn't too bad at all. So we should be ready to slide that beam into place now. Well, this is going to work out for me, honestly. I need to get that slid. See if I can get it walked over the joist hanger a little bit, like so. Beautiful. A few tappy taps. Then we'll put some of these in to help hold together. And I know I said earlier I only do one side at a time, but because the swinging distance here with the hammer to nail that side, I did go ahead and nail both sides. Just gonna run a couple toenails in to hold this in place so I can take that temporary bottom support out. Then we'll run the triple 2x10 hangers on this. These are 3-inch joist hanger nails, by the way. That way they go through both of those. Catches the whole rim joist up there. All right, that's the last of the nails and all the hangers. And then we'll be ready to start rocking the rim joist, start getting the floor joists down. You guys remember a few videos ago, whenever I was driving a truck and I had some G Fuel and I said, not a partner, just really love the stuff. Guess what? They decided to send me some product. So link in the description if you want to check it out. They'll send me a bunch of their powdered mixes. They aren't paying me for my opinion by any means. They just sent me some product and let us know what you think. And so far, I really like the powdered mixes. So if you're an energy, if you like caffeine in other forms than coffee, G Fuel's pretty much the way to go. I've been using it for like 2 years now. Unsolicited, and they finally sent me some stuff, so I'm pretty excited about that. Whoa! Oh no. I just love looking at this window over the bow. I think it's so cool. Especially this time of year. It's beautiful. Anyway, rim joist all the way around. Looking good. There's the back side with the stair opening. Almost like you guys just watched me do all that. Let's start slamming some floor joists in. Now, where I'm at, as long as I have 1.5 inches or more, I don't need a joist hanger, and obviously 2x4 top plate, 3.5 inches, 1.5 inches wide should leave us, look at that, magical 2 inches. I don't need any joist hangers here, but once we get to that rim joist header, because it occupies the whole top plate, those 2x10 joist hangers will come into play. Just one to tack it, so it's in the right spot. And just making sure she's not rolling or twisting. If she is, fixing it. Nice. Very nice. Love it. Just ties that rim joist together for me. Before I nail it, just go double check that my layout is not going to be, or that's where it needs to be. Oh man, that's a touch long. Good thing I just covered it in glue first. Know what I mean? Close call. All right, don't touch that side. Just go ahead and make the same mistake. Let's go ahead and put some more glue on before we check it. Lay out the next few and we'll put the joist hangers up first and then drop the joists into them. Everything's laying out pretty good so far. So this is where I'm ending the day. I'm trying to do a live stream tonight. So I got to go ahead and call her quits a little early. But we're getting close. I don't think I'm going to have enough floor joists. I'm not going to have enough joists to get all the way to the front. I think I got 2 more full length ones. I got a couple off-fall that'll work here and then fill that section in. But we'll have enough to get some sheeting up top so we can see what it looks like. Actually going to start the morning down here at the Ford 555. We're going to run it up to the house. Going to go ahead and grab my walk boards out here that we used on the church salvage job. We can throw those across the stern, the paddle wheel supports in the back, and then we can use that to get that back end sheeted. It's chilly for us folks in Indiana, so we're going to just go ahead and do the jump pack just to give her a little bit extra juice. Are we flat? Oh, we got enough air to get over to the air pump. All right, should be good to go. I almost looked for the parking brake. That's not a thing. That's it. Let's go, bud. All right, fuel pump's bled. Injectors, fuel lines are all bled. Filters are bled. There's oil. There's diesel coming out of their turn line. We should be ready to fire it up. There you go. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. There we go. Just need to flop it over and scoot her up. We'll do the rope. Very nice. And flop. Very nice. And scoot. That'll work. Nothing like running out of fuel after you leave the gas station because you did a stick test, and there's plenty in there to make it home to where the fuel that we already have is. You know, I know my backhoe, it'll make it. Anywho, I gotta go steal one of my kids' bikes so I can ride down to the side-by-side because that's where the gas for the generator's at. Double check this wall's still where it needs to be. Good, both sides show it needs to go that way, just a touch. So if I'm trying to push a wall by myself, you see me use ratchet straps before, but another thing you can do, I got the end of this 16-footer buried down in the stud cavity and it's sitting up here. When I pull this down, it puts a little bow in it, and when I release, it's come down the wall and then it tries to straighten out and it pushes the top of that wall as I do that. See if that got us what we need. Where's the level? Did you guys take it again? Looks really good. Said didn't need a lot. Oh yeah, I'll take that all day long. You obviously got to make sure that whatever you're kicking against is anchored though. If I didn't have that pinned and then tried to kick, it could scoot the bottom too. But that little push got us looking real nice. Nailed for my sheet to sit on. I've been putting the top sheet on first because that gives me a full sheet. The bottom sheet we've had to kind of scribe and cut as we go since the concrete has a slope poured into it. Exciting things are happening. Oh, you're down here. Just got a super exciting phone call. I have got to stop spending money. Okay. All right, let's go slam the rest of those joists. We're looking really good. Looks like I'm going to be short 1, 2, 3, 4 joists. There's no reason we can't go ahead and run one long run and sheet across that back half of this though. Let's go ahead and go up, walk down, get us a line chalked. Since we got all the sheeting up, all these cross braces can come down, and we're going to use them to make a little material slide to make things a little easier on me. I cannot tell you how much I hate the first sheet. It's the most awkward. You have no footing. You don't have a place to put anything. You're just hanging out there, especially when you're working by yourself. But that one's down, and now we're ready to start running these things. Here's where we're finishing off for this one. I do have the rest of the sheeting, but I got to get a few more joists ordered. And we still got to put a few studs stacked in there to catch that rim joist header like we need to. We're going to leave the windows covered for the time being because that's just helping keep the weather out. No sense opening anything up if we don't have the windows put in them yet. Let's hop up top. Whoop, squeeze. See what we ended up with. Not too bad. So because we're going to be waiting for those joists to come in the next video, we're going to hop down in here and start digging some test holes for a pond. And once we get the temporary handrail up around the stairwell opening, we'll get some plastic stretched across everything as well, so that'll keep everything out of the weather. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're enjoying the channel, man. We got a lot of awesome stuff to come. And we are going to look at something tonight. Gosh, somebody shut my bank account down, would you? Not really, though, because I need it, because we're going to look at something. Oh, it could be neat. Well, appreciate you guys watching, and I hope I get to catch you on the next one.